When you've built a life that works and then something feels off or misaligned, maybe you're not stuck. Maybe you don't need more clarity. I'd like to offer another possibility. Perhaps you've outgrown your old identity. I've done that. I've completely outgrown where I was, but didn't know where to go next. And there's an awesome thing that you can do at this moment to actually find your alignment once again. We build identities to make our lives easier, because then we can make decisions out of those. And yet when something's a little off, nothing feels right. And in the world right now, a lot of things feel off. And so consequently, our identities are shifting. And it's time to take a look. Welcome. I'm Jean Berry, and I invite you into lucid play. If you've been hanging around with me for a while, you know that I love everything manifesting, everything games, everything play, everything creating. And this is the place where it's all coming together. And I'm super excited to share it with you. So let's begin. I'm excited to walk with you on your journey into manifesting, into play, into clarity, into your next chapter. What's coming for you next? And creating the most alignment, the most expansion, the most heart opening that you can have. So we're going to actually start over in the comfy chair. Here we go. And today we're going to take a breath. Pause. Get to that moment of saying, you know what? Life's good. Breath in and out. Feet on the ground, hands on your knees. Breath in, out. Switch the position of your hands to the other knee. Feel how that feels. Switch them back again. Breath in, hands on your shoulders. Give yourself a hug. And breath out. Rubbing your arms down into your hands. Shake your hands. Grab the top of your head and open, 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 open. Breathe in and out. What is your identity? What identity is wanting to come forward? When I started this process, the picture that's on the front of my thumbnail for this video, I had that picture taken. I did a whole photo shoot. I'll drop a picture of it here too, so you can take a look. The photo shoot was for me to see myself in a new identity. And although, I think it's kind of funny, this very super, corporate-y white spiritual space. And yes, that's one of my identities. And I'm super excited to share that one. And then there's also this identity, me wearing a flannel shirt and going on to the creation. And so I invite you to look at where in your life are you making decisions from an old identity? Where in your life are you making decisions from an old identity? Let's play with that a little bit. I decided to pull out my Angels, Peacocks, and Butterfly game and do an abbreviated play with this today. Of course, if you've played this before, this game is all about finding your intuition and then taking actions on it. But today, and there are 3 decks of cards in here, but today we're just going to pull out this angel deck and we're going to play with that one. And this is a being deck. This is about who you're being. So I'm going to shuffle it up and see if we can find some clarity for you on what identity has been tweaked or adjusted for you in your world. So pulling out a card for one that's really calling forward to all the folks participating today. Ooh, yeah, okay, that one really wanted to come out today. Generosity. I want you to sit in that and say, I am generosity. I am generosity. And when I am generosity, where does that live in your body? I am generosity. I feel this actually way down into my sacrum, like deeply inside. And I'm curious, where do you feel generosity? And how do you feel generosity when it comes to your identity? Can you be generous with yourself and perhaps explore multiple multiple identities? Maybe there's one that wants to be creative, intuitive, playful. Have you allowed that in the past? Maybe you could try it on. Maybe you could play with it a bit. Maybe just write that down. I am generosity. And see what shows up around it. Walk around your world today being generosity. Generosity with you. Generosity with others. Generosity with the relaxing that you do. Generosity with self-care. Generosity with belief systems. Maybe there's others that we could listen to. Maybe we'll shift our identity a bit. I love that part. I love that reflection and the quiet space where it shows up, perhaps even in a dream tonight. If you're inspired, share below any of the identities maybe that you find are shifting right now. Or maybe if you are entering a new chapter of your world, can you share some of the things that are showing up that are next for you? Thank you so much for playing with me today. And I look forward to lucid play with you again. See you next time.